Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. This is Joe, the bearded historian. He'll tell you an interesting story. Be careful of his soldiers, they can be brats. This is Angel, she's an entity. She'll cause chaos and plant her hands at you. This is Sue, she likes spirits, not the alcohol. She's the reason this channel exists. This is David, he likes fire trucks. He's here occasionally. Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. We preserve his story. You know what? I did a whole thing without recording because it's Monday. Anyway, we reached 1,300. So special shout out will be on Friday. We have memberships. If you haven't seen, please check them out. Angel worked hard on the emojis and the loyalty badges. You don't want to become a member, I understand. Not everybody can afford it. But at least look at the emojis. Angel's wanting feedback on them, so we'd appreciate that at least. In the meantime, we have one special shout out for one of you. Are you ready? Here we go. Shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, I support you. The shout out is for our friend. Let's see who it is today. And today I picked an emoji wreath. Museum. And I forgot to set it again. Because I'm a genius like that. There we go. Start. Uh-oh. Oh, I paused it again. There we go. Okay. There's Swamp Rat and Witty, and I see Hillbillies, and Small, and Bricks, and Sweet Peaches, and Sheena, and Gen X. Wyatt is currently in the lead. There's Cemeteries and Generations, and NY Queen, Yoga, Glovers, Grumpy, Moon, Random. What is still in the lead? There's Eddie and Spectral. Ooh, sometimes we got three pieces race there. Three of them all tied. There's Lashes catching up. 10 seconds left. Who's it gonna be? There's Pasadena. And there's Sassy. Oh, is it going to be Sassy? There's Stony. Looks like it's going to be Sassy. Alright, so it is cooking up, cooking Sassy's way, and she's good at cooking. Breakfast through supper. So she has got some really cool, a couple cemeteries from her exploring days, which she does occasionally, but mostly cooking. Let's do videos here. Cooking. So, if you like cooking, or you want to try something new, check her out. Like, share, comment, have a good day. Round 2. Hopefully they're open this time. It's June, and the set sign out there says open. We'll see. Why do you like the ancient giant map?
Well, we've been to Waynesboro, we've been to Vesey, we've been by Twin. There's Ralph. We came across there. God, these are all the zones. I'll buy this right here. There's Reddick. There's the National. Harding. We've been to that town. There's Camp Crook. There's Gustav. Govert. I was right. It's literally straight across from Reading. And then right down there is Mason, Gill, and then Reba is there. So that means right about here is where Hoover would be. Oh, I like this.
Hey, Doggo.
Hi.
There's a book.
Book.
Rapid. We've been up here a couple times, but you've been closed each time. So we were glad to see you were open today.
Belfou, she's into Hot Springs, she's into Rapids, she's into Deadwood, she's into Leeds. But so I've torn Harding County apart looking at the different towns and the cemeteries and the ghost towns. There's a few out there that are just, it's crazy. We've been through Gustav twice, looking at, where we just saw one on the way up here, north of Newell, that just finally had seen the marker for, Rothford. And it's like right next to 79 up there. I was like, oh, but I don't ever remember seeing it before, but apparently at the time it was on the, that one great big Grand National, Good Road Society. Hold it up here.
Rochford, you say?
Saw the one for the town of Reed, saw the one for the town of Macy, and but you throws these ones up all over the place. But then I started getting further into the north, into Harding County. We've been to Ralph, we've been, down to Reading, we've gone up to here, been to Cox, Carrion, been over to Camp Crook, again Gustav, been to the Miles. Wanted by the FBI.
Why are you wanted by the FBI?
This guy for wire fraud and bank fraud, Stephen Nackham. He's from Morocco, apparently. Spears. $20 to the Labor Day Queen. Books.
I said the books.
Hamilton's Essentials of Arithmetic for
Ooh.
the higher grade.
I want the lower grade. Mostly because I'm not smart enough to do the higher grades.
Greatest Wonders of the World. I could have some fun reading those. Oh, wow. Look at all the branding marks.
I see them. I go all the way.
Yeah.
Go all the way around the room.
Some of you that have the years 1909 to 1945. The Frenchman. Giannotti. That was that one historic house
Oh.
off of Ludlow Road. They got their own cemetery up there too. I got one of these canisters at the house. They used to use it to take and play on the phonographs. The only thing is the canisters themselves, every time you would play it, it would slowly wear them away, and eventually they wouldn't play anymore.
That's sad and cool at the same time.
Lazy, another Giannotti, a couple more. Holcomb, Oopholz, Ames, Till, Bernholst, Lane. Playtime. Of course, it was also weird because the containers there were different than the records, whereas the records were round and flat. They were almost like a cone shape, and that was how they played. Grand River Hymn. The Forgotten Trunk. Over the wagon box, little saplings had been bent to form the arches of the church chancel, 6 of them in all, of these arches, and tied down to the body of each side were spread first of all 2 hand-woven blankets. Huh. Heading west. You want to make cookies or do some baking? Here's all your blenders. Oh, look at this. It's got wooden.
Oh, I bet you that was hard to clean.
Yeah. Daisy churn. Bread cleaner. Teapot.
Teapot.
Kettle.
Oops. Didn't realize I was that close to it. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Old dies.
Dang. Is that even tempting? Old Singer sewing machine.
I like the old clock.
Oh, with a little strong box.
I'll have to show you the house.
Oh,
The
okay.
house?
There was a couple came from Maryland one day.
Oh, look at the safe. They got books in there, babies.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Oh, how cool is
this house
that?
was east of Ludlow. Do you know where Ludlow is?
Oh, we've been up there.
And it stood there for a year. When I was little, I used to go by there and wonder about that house. Well, one day,
Oh, that's so
some
cool.
people came from Maryland, and this was their grandfolks' house.
Oh,
And
wow.
he'd been out there, and he took rocks from the site, and he took bricks from the site,
Wow.
and made this according to scale.
Oh, wow.
Really.
There's even like a little root cellar or something in the bottom,
There is.
basement or
There
something.
is a basement where there's a furnace down there. The rooms are the way they were, and
Oh,
remember,
that
the
is
grandma
so
had a rug.
That
She
is so
even made a
cool.
rug.
That is wild.
I wish we had more room in here because that should be out front.
Yeah, that was quite a look. Wow.
Quite a deal. Look at the brick, how small.
That was
Wow. Oh, that is so cool.
There's not much left of the house anymore, just part of the walls. But at one time, it was a nice house.
Yeah. See, that was the thing I thought was always kind of cool is when I'd go over there by Gustav. Because that one house, if you think about it, it was a gas station, the post office, the general store, 3 floors, because you had the basement and the upstairs. But then down the road, the church is still standing, and what was the school is still there. And when I look at it on the satellite view, it looks like there might be some ruins up above where the post office was, but I positively ID it until I go back there a little further. But yeah, I was always curious, whatever happened to the town? Did people just finally stop visiting and got their stuff from Camp Crook, or?
Well, you know, we had 75 schools in Conant, and about that many churches and because in those days, people didn't have means of transportation. And so, at the height of the homestead days, it was the height of our population. Well, then, you know, it turned out that we were mostly cattle, ag, then people couldn't make it.
Yeah, I remember reading about the problem that they had when, well, that and the weather was just awful sometimes. Hailstorms, and the cattle would eat literally grass all the way to the topsoil, and then the wind would come along and blow it away. The homesteaders would come in and have 1 or 2 good years of crops, but then drought would hit, and they would have to leave too.
Exactly
So
right. You never knew about our climate was not.
no, you were rolling your dice when it came to the weather up here.
That's
So.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
hello.
My husband sort of likes history. Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
I'm just going to borrow this map for a couple of weeks.
I'd take some pictures.
Yeah.
Different segments.
The thing I always thought was funny was when they combined the 4 buildings and turned it into 2 churches.
Mm.
That was the impressive part.
Very impressive. Okay, boys, don't tug so hard. They're on the other side.
Yeah, I saw them. It's also interesting how they updated some of the names too.
Like I said, I'd take a few shots. Maybe different segments. Township records. Oh, you definitely wouldn't want those, babes. I was like, what are these books? They're township records. I don't imagine why you'd want those.
No.
If anybody in the comments knows why Joseph would want those, please leave it in the comments. Oh, here's cool, babes.
Would I be able to let go? No.
Man, you can't read any of it. Let me grab my other camera.
Stop order the clerk at 1 o'clock for the people of electing the supervisors, 1 treasurer, 1 clerk, assessor, justice of peace, a constable. The election proceeded with C.H. Carson acting moderator. Martin Backey was nominated supervisor for a term of 3 years, and Andrew Stromley for 2 years. Wow. First book, banker acting clerk. Another meeting, 1950. So I got township orders. I got treasury statements.
Audit reports. Supervisor account. Minutes.
Some of these pages aren't
Orders.
even used either.
Right, I see that.
That's wild. Put in a request. You're looking for radioactivity.
Oh,
Also, you've got a lot more elements there. It looks like. I mean, you got tubes on a typewriter.
I want the phone with no numbers for reasons.
That's very weird. Give it a wind up. Okay, kids, who do we got? And I know I've seen a few of you guys out there in the
Oh,
cemeteries.
oh jeez.
Westpac 2002. Oakley O. Lampier survived the crash while flying the hump. Wow. Took him 14 days to walk out.
Wow.
Trousers he was wearing, the trousers, uniform, and flight suit. Clarence Lampier, homesteaded in Harding County in 1909, and called to serve in 1908. Died of wounds in France.
I say it, but in that picture he looks like 13.
Yeah. That's an awesome looking uniform, though. This section right here wants a lot of attention.
No. All the books underneath, why would they want attention?
Because they got a lot to show. Gray uniform for Frank Clark. Plus the medal, Ambassador of Peace. Air Force uniform, World War II in Korea. It's your Foot Locker.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of activity, a lot of energy.
Hitler's VAGHLF Oxerberg destroyed after 1952, granted after being severely bombed by World War II. Printed on the bottom side. Hitler's base of operations kind of blew it.
Nah.
I like the old theater seats though.
Yes, they're very cool. And some old school donated their old computer. Anybody
I like
remember
that.
these? I remember these.
I remember those old-fashioned.
I also remember these, which were a pain in the
Oh, yeah.
butt. I have to say, I do not miss having to print shit.
The Great Western Cattle Trail. The Civil War had innumerable effects on the American landscape. Some are more or less obvious than others. There an old saying, an army marches on its stomach, was true in the 1860s. Cattle ranchers in Texas and the American South became undeniably, and perhaps even a little embarrassingly, rich, profiting from the sale of beef to the Confederate Army. When the war between the states came to an end, the cattlemen found themselves in ever-increasing herds that demoralized an uncertain southern economy, limited access to northern markets, and overgrazed rangeland. The buffalo grasses and prairies of those southern cattle ranches ran continuously north 400 miles east of the Rocky Mountains. This grass was nutritious through all seasons and was open for the taking. In addition, further north, There was a call for beef to supply miners, settlers, military forts, Indian reservations, and most importantly, access to the economically stable regions of the eastern United States and the Midwest. As the Great Western Cattle Trail moved further north into the High Plains, open range cattle operations such as the Turkey Track and the E6 were established. Some of these spanned tens of thousands of acres and employed dozens of men. These men and their other punchers from the trail struck out on their own and staked claim to their own land. In what is today Harding County, Grand, and the Little Missouri Rivers, the timber stands in the islands of the forest that dot the prairie, they were allowed to purchase or claim cattle and establish their own operations. Eventually, these smaller cattle ranches outlasted the bigger outfits, which may have suffered from the harsh drought and devastating winter in 1886 and 1887. Overgrazing of the open range were fallen mountain ranges in the snow. The strike of a hammer against a steel staple as a barbed wire fences were erected. Rang the death knell of the open range, the Homestead Act, the statement of the show did the rest. Nevertheless, the spirit of the Great Western Cattle Trail lives on in the Harding County. All around you, you'll find the open ruggedness encountered on the trail. You'll find the independence of cattle ranchers, and you'll find an unencumbered freedom prospecting from an honest day's work and the belief in one's own fortitude. The headstall and U.S. cavalry bit marked Allegheny Arsenal 1865 belonged to Jess Antonio Brewer, who lived at Camp Crook. He indicated he came up with a trail herd from Texas. Jess worked as a cowpuncher in both Turkey Track and the CY Cattle Companies when he was younger. There's no indication how he obtained the bridle. The bridle he has, the initials ES carved on the inside of the headstall. I know a Brewer family. Old hats, that's kind of cool.
Some of these pictures look like ones we'd take.
Yeah.
I like the harpsichord.
Got organs.
Oh.
Organ status.
Oh. Do you see the drawers back here?
I think I saw a couple. There's also some down here.
No. Those
The
drawers.
shelf. Oh, hello.
Those drawers.
Those drawers. Like the old punch-out Charlie board.
Oh, wow.
They had to make one heck of a sound when they were going through.
Yeah, I remember those.
I've seen the Olsen names a lot of places.
Yeah.
East Ariba. The old Sarah sewing machines. Eminent homemaker in Harding, 1966. This is a picture of Earl Clarkson, front team. Henry Olds hauling a carload of culverts from Highway 8. Took them 2 days to load them at Reeder, North Dakota, and then they were unloaded at Reba. There was a road patrol knocked down and inside the culverts. This picture was taken by Benny Robinson in 1922.
And we kept into the study club? You get a little gabble.
I like it. I will call to order this meeting. He doesn't look very happy.
None of them look very happy. Few of them are trying to smile. Hey, babes.
Oh, hello. Oh, Super Bible. I
Mhm.
like that. I was looking over here at the Homestead years,
What? Why were you looking at that?
1910 to 1966. Story of two early schools from Sorum.
Interesting. Now there's one I know you haven't read.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go, babes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll just
Homesteading
take
something.
this whole section here.
You
I'll be
certainly.
back in a few weeks.
He seriously, he would read each and he would read each and every one of them.
My bookshelf at the house is like each county slowly adding to the collection. And then there's two works that I particularly enjoy. One is the history of schools in Weed County. 130 some schools. And then they did the dumb thing when they decided to consolidate things to save money. It killed towns right to left. And it frustrated the heck out of me because, when you took a school out of a community, what's the community got to, work with anymore? Not much.
You didn't take to them faith and service and.
Because I was looking at one place that used to be called Cooper. And it had a post office, it had a general store, it had lots of people, it had a school, and then eventually the school, interestingly enough, first it was part of Delano, then it was part of Meade, and then they tried to do kind of an independent school district with like 7 other small towns, and eventually it was either 1970 or 1980, they just ran out of money. And so the school closed, and there's nothing left of the town now. It's somebody's hayfield, which is sad, I think. But and there's not much left to keep the town going. It's kind of sad. But yeah, a lot of this, the history, I just get a kick out of the seeing where people tried to make a run of it, and sometimes they did. Of course, some people still have their farms out there, and of course, when you get a farm that's so many thousand acres, you're like going, good gravy, how do you keep track of it all? Computers.
Wow.
There we go.
That is so cool. Yeah, I can't see you reading any of these. Nope.
I'm up here in camp for about 4 hours just reading books.
Ooh, highlights of South Dakota history. I swear that looks familiar.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're a strange man. That's why.
If you can't tell, she enjoys making fun of me because of my history love.
That was the first store here.
Oh, wow, that's
The
cool.
sheep wagons were the first buildings, and he put up the first store. Then his sister and husband put up the first bank.
That's cool. I'm not a big history person, but he's one of the few people who can make it sort of interesting and I'll almost pay attention.
Well, we've got a YouTube channel that every week we usually put about 3 videos, and some of it's history, some of it's our little road trips that we do, and it all depends on what strikes us as something that wants to be mentioned, recorded, and preserved.
Let's see. Oh, here. This is Highway 885 now.
Cool.
It didn't, I think it was about 9 when they built that. Around 9. But this is what you're standing in right now.
Oh, that's wild.
But they moved it over here. It's the old thing. This was a rooming house. It turned into a hospital, and I was born there.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
So it's this house still here,
Oh, wow.
Wilson House, and this was here until a few years ago they took it out. But anyway,
When did they realign the 85 and the 79? When did they do that?
Oh, you mean Sue Newell?
Well, 79 used to come up through Newell, and it went past Mason, and then over. And then 85, I think, went over by,
Crow Buttes.
yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, we still used that when I was in high school in the 50s, but it must have been in the 60s sometime they changed that.
Yeah, because I mean, you can still drive all 79 all the way over to 85, but now the 79 takes you all the way up by Riva, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we went down to 79 today, and we saw no cars. We were
Nope.
the only ones out there.
Yeah.
You strange humans, you.
Yeah.
But we like back roads like that though, because it gets you away from people, and you never know what you're going to see. Old buildings, stuff like that. This is cool. I like this.
Yeah, the little city map.
The little
Yeah.
view of it.
And that's a little different there, I guess. We had a hotel. Hotel burned down twice.
Oh wow.
That was the trouble with the old wooden buildings. And
Yeah, the fire would start and they just flash through. We were looking at the town of Sulphur back in the day, and I guess what was crazy there is at one time it was a pretty well operated town, but right before Prohibition kicked in, one of the guys in the town apparently got drunk and started a fire, and it swept through the town.
the town.
The one building that survived, interestingly enough, kind of like Bluestock, was their gas station, their post office, it was a dance hall, and a general store, and people lived there. But, like everything else, once people decided we can go elsewhere, they realigned 212. It used to go right through town, they moved it up by Mud Butte. And there was like 3 small towns in that area. I mean, 2 of the towns died on their own right, but once they realigned 212, there wasn't much left keeping Sulphur going. Of course, there ain't much in Mud Butte either. You got one trailer, and I don't think the guy likes anybody stopping by. He's like, get out of here, come on. Yeah. But
There's a lot of things in
the
this.
second area too. Yeah.
We're just kind of running out of room. Too much history.
Well, it's a fun part of it, though. I mean, history keeps us all going, and if you forget it, you're doomed to repeat it. So, And I hear our rain's still going madly.
Oh yeah, it's going pretty well.
Oh wow!
Oh wow, that is cool.
Here's your diorama.
Oh, behind you, babes.
Cool. What's that?
Somebody did a really good job on that. Wow, that is so cool.
Maybe it would be sad right there. But
Yes.
Well, look at the old cash register. Oh,
There you go.
right there.
Want to take a nap?
Sure. Might even keep you dry in this weather. Where did Mr. Wells, home still, stand today? He died when hot coals that were put in the cold room to keep his food from freezing caught on fire, and he was asphyxiated. This headstone was built by his friend, and it come with him, Southeast Ledbetter, in 1925. Through the years, the headstone had deteriorated and was lying on the ground. A good Samaritan found the headstone and took it to be repaired and replaced this one. And the pictures are the headstone as it is today.
I found the storm.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a neat wagon.
It's a little hidey hole. I'm sure that's probably where they put like the fire or something, but
Yeah, that's
all I can see is a little child hiding in there.
it's a stove. That is really cool. Honey bunch of bullets, anyone? It even has a built-in porta potty.
Woo!
You could do a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very, dare I say, modern.
Yeah,
We could almost take it on a road trip.
literally. Get us a horse and we'll test it out.
Oh, doohickey, Daddy. Surveyor in history.
Oh, surveyor equipment.
I couldn't remember what it was called until I looked over there and I'm like, oh yeah, surveyor.
Oh, that's awesome. CCC projects in South Dakota and Montana. 1900. The ranches for stockers, bus records, mailmen. Hardin County, some of the oil well sites still in use today. Lots of toy factories.
Okay. Now we're in the schoolhouse. Memories of South Dakota retired teachers. School clerks. Common school clerks. Apparently those were different somehow. We'll grab the door here.
You got the bell still.
Very cool.
You're not responsible for accidents, okay?
What?
What they said.
Oh. Babes, wanna borrow a book?
Oh.
Like I said, you wanna borrow a book?
Dang.
Wanna borrow a book?
Yep. Lost Horizon.
Borrow it, they'd never know.
Look behind you.
I saw these ones. Oh, I guess they're not locked. Because I thought those were locked. Never mind. You mean? Oh, children.
Oh. The Citizens League. They had a plaque on this at Fruitdale. Next to the where the old.
I like how the map is randomly on Australia.
Oh yeah. Gotta make sure the Australians. A little diorama of a Native American settlement over here.
Oh, more school books, more yearbooks. Okay, that one doesn't open. Ooh, who remembers these? It's kind of broken, but that's okay. Who remembers those?
The practice workbook of spelling. Little chalkboard.
Here's a game you could play, babes.
Which one?
Settling South Dakota.
Oh, perfect. I would play that.
Yes, I know you would. That was the point.
Although it's funny, it was made in 1989.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to look that up on eBay or Amazon sometime. See if they still make a copy of it.
Oh, that is so cool. There are like 4 globes in this small room.
School yearbooks.
They're literally, some of them are literally yearbooks. That one doesn't open. I tried.
You find.
There's a printer chart. More books. Look, dictionary. Elementary books.
Little jars for the girl. The solid schoolhouse.
Pioneer schools.
Let's see, this school was over by Buffalo is here, Camp Crook is here. Bullock was right about here on the road up to Ladner. 1989 all-school reunion. There's your pencil shavings holder. This is really wild.
It's a cute little building.
Yeah.
Close the door here. Very old elk tank.
Should go give him a donation.
Yeah, if you got cash, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, it's still raining.
What?
Right?
I'm ready. Woo! Okay, 40 minutes. We're calling it quits. You got 9 seconds to enjoy the rain for a second time. Bye, guys.